Life throws tests at you, not with loud explosions or dramatic confrontations, but in the quiet moments that catch you off guard. A friend who suddenly goes cold when you're thriving, a partner who pulls back when you stop seeking their approval, a coworker whose smile never quite reaches their eyes when you succeed. These aren't attacks on you, they're revelations of who they are. On WisdomWavesAura, we explore how to navigate these moments with grace, how to hold your ground when the world begs you to lose it. It's not about proving your strength or shouting your worth, it's about staying still, rooted in your own peace. When everything around you screams for a reaction, people don't test you to understand you. They test you to see if you'll unravel, if you'll shrink to make them feel bigger. Their words, their silences, their subtle jabs, their bait, designed to pull you into their chaos. But you don't have to bite. You can choose to observe, to let their actions speak for them, and keep your energy sacred. The world is loud. It thrives on noise, on quick reactions, on the drama of who can yell the loudest. But there's a quiet power in refusing to play that game. When someone slights you, a sarcastic joke in a group, a deliberate exclusion, a passive-aggressive comment that lingers like smoke, you feel that spark inside, that urge to clap back, to prove you're not invisible. Your ego whispers, don't let them get away with it. Your pride stings, demanding you defend it. But pause. That moment, that split second between their words and your response, is where your true strength lies. It's not in how fiercely you fight back, but in how calmly you hold your ground. WisdomWavesAura is all about embracing that stillness, about learning to let your presence speak louder than any comeback ever could. Most people fall into the trap of reaction. They feel the sting of disrespect and rush to prove they're strong, unafraid, enough. They argue, they explain, they raise their voice to drown out the doubt. But every time you react, you give away a piece of your peace. You step into a battle you didn't need to fight. You argue with shadows, and even if you win, you lose. Why? Because reaction is cheap. Anyone can lash out, snap, or burn a bridge to keep their ego warm. But restraint? That's rare. That's where the real power lives. It's in the ability to sit with the discomfort, to feel the heat of insult and still choose calm. It's in knowing you don't need to prove anything to anyone, because your worth isn't up for debate. On WisdomWavesAura, we dive deep into this philosophy, exploring how to protect your inner flame without needing to set the world on fire. Think about the times you reacted, the moments you let someone's words pull you into their storm. Maybe you snapped back, maybe you spent hours crafting the perfect response, or maybe you just stewed in silence, replaying their words until they consumed you. Did it bring peace? Did it make you feel whole? Probably not. Reactions rarely do. They feed the chaos, not your soul. Now think about the times you stayed quiet, not out of weakness, but out of choice. When you let their words hang in the air, unanswered, and walked away with your head high. That's when you felt the quiet strength that comes from refusing to dance to someone else's tune. That's the kind of wisdom we share on WisdomWavesAura, where we talk about building a life rooted in calm, not chaos. People who test you are often wrestling with their own emptiness. Not a lack of things, money, status, or success, but a lack of stillness. They can't sit with themselves, so your calm becomes a mirror to their unrest. Your detachment threatens their need for validation. So they poke, they prod, they push. Not to know you, but to break you. It's not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's a look that lingers too long, a tone that carries an edge, a calculated absence when you need support. It's the friend who dims your light when you're shining, the partner who withdraws when you stop chasing, the colleague who claps for everyone but you. These are the tests, and they're subtle. They're designed to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your progress, to pull you back into the chaos you've worked so hard to escape. But you don't have to play along. You can choose to stay steady, to let their behavior reveal their character while you protect your peace. There's a story about Socrates that we love sharing on WisdomWavesAura. A man once approached him, angry and shouting, trying to provoke a reaction. Socrates stood there, calm, present, silent. Later, someone asked why he didn't respond, why he didn't defend himself. His answer? If a donkey kicks you, do you kick it back? That's the essence of strength, not in how loud you can bark, but in how quiet you can stay when the world demands your noise. It's easy to be strong when no one's watching, when no one's pushing your buttons, but life isn't lived in a vacuum. It's lived in the fire of pressure. In the moments when someone's words feel like weapons, when a careless comment that threatens to derail your day. That's when you learn who you are. That's when you decide whether you'll react or rise. The tests never stop. They come in waves, disguised as advice, envy wrapped in smiles, or doubt dressed as concern. The world will whisper lies in familiar voices. Place people in your path whose only purpose is to pull you off it. Most will take the bait. They'll scream. They'll fight. They'll lose themselves proving what never needed proof. But not you. Because you're learning something most never do. Peace isn't given, it's protected. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. Presence real, unshakable presence is louder than any reaction. On WisdomWavesAura, we talk about how to cultivate that presence, how to stand in the storm without letting it inside. It's about knowing that you don't owe anyone your fire. You only owe yourself your flame. When someone tests you, don't absorb their chaos, observe it. Let their actions speak for them. A person who tries to cut you down is already beneath you, not in worth, but in peace. Because no one at peace tries to disturb another. No one who knows themselves tries to rewrite your story. As Seneca said, he who does wrong to himself. That's the philosophy of the strong, the unbothered, the deeply disciplined. They don't need revenge or recognition. They just keep moving. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we explore how to embody this mindset, how to let go of the need to prove yourself and embrace the power of simply being. The greatest strength isn't in how loud you can shout, but in how quietly you can stand when the world begs for your noise. It's in the pause before you respond, the breath you take when your pride is wounded, the moment you choose to walk away instead of fight. Aristotle said anyone can get angry, that's easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that's not easy. That's mastery. And it starts with stillness. It starts with refusing to let someone else's chaos pull you into their storm. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we share tools to help you master this. To stay calm when everything in you wants to explode. To let your silence be the loudest thing in the room. You'll notice something about those who constantly test others. Their need to provoke comes from their own lack of peace. They can't handle your calm because it reflects their chaos. So they push, they prod, they try to make you flinch. But every time you choose not to react, you shorten their power. You show them that their words, their games, their tests can't touch you. And that's when you become untouchable, not because you fought back, but because you didn't need to. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we celebrate this kind of strength. The kind that doesn't need to be seen to be real. The kind that lets others spin while you stay still. The world will keep testing you, again and again. It will disguise envy as advice, doubt as concern, chaos as connection. But you don't have to fall for it. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. Your peace is your power, and it's worth protecting. When someone tries to pull you into their storm, let them talk. Let them talk. Let them underestimate you. Your job isn't to pass their test. Your job is to stay whole. And when you can walk through the fire of insult, envy, and pressure with calm in your chest, when you can hear the noise and choose not to dance, when you can feel the sting and still keep your hands open, you win. Not because they lost, but because you stayed. You, on Wisdom Waves Aura, we believe that true strength is quiet, steady, unshakable. It's not about who shouts the loudest or fights the hardest. It's about who can stand in the storm and keep their flame burning. So the next time someone tests you, pause. Let their words hang in the air. Let their chaos reveal itself. And choose you. Choose your peace, your stillness, your power. Because in the end, the greatest victory isn't in proving them wrong, it's in staying whole. And that's a lesson we'll keep exploring on Wisdom Waves Aura, where we help you rise above the noise and shine with unshakable calm.